Hi, I'm Alan,
My name is Lauren.
and today we're going to be making an easy keto pumpkin cheesecake.
We thought it would be fun to show a dessert so that everyone could see that when you're doing the keto diet, you can still enjoy something sweet every once in a while.
Yeah, so hope you enjoy.
Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need an 8 by 8 inch pan, 2 packages or 16 ounces of cream cheese, and you're going to want to make sure that has plenty of time to soften. The sweetener we're using is erythritol. This is a package of Swerve that I picked up at the grocery store. You just want to make sure that it's powdered. We've got 2 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to use almond flour for the base, vanilla extract, 1 can of pumpkin puree, and then pumpkin pie spice. Alright, so to get started, we're going to preheat the oven to 325, and I'm just going to grease our 8-inch pan with some butter. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're just going to set this aside. So now we're just going to take a medium-sized mixing bowl and we're going to start by melting some butter. I have 2 tablespoons of butter right here. So now that we've melted our butter in the microwave, I'm just going to pour that into our mixing bowl. Now we're going to add our Swerve, or powdered erythritol, and we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of this and just dumping it right into the butter. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just mix that together until it's nice and blended. So now that we have the butter and the Swerve mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add the almond flour and the pumpkin pie spice. And we're going to do 1 cup of this. And I'm just going to mix that together. Okay, so we're just going to stir that together. And now I'm going to add half of a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And what we're mixing here is we're mixing the base of the recipe. So this is going to be pressed into the pan, and then it's going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. And after that time, when we've mixed the center, we're just going to pour it on top. Okay. So now we're just going to take the base that we've made, and we're going to press it into the bottom of our 8-inch pan. So I'm just going to pour this in. Make sure I get all of it out of there. Okay, so I'm just going to spread that around. Try to get it as even as possible. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of press down with the spoon to create the crust. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to take a large mixing bowl and we're going to make the cheesecake part of the recipe. So I'm going to take my packages of cream cheese. We're going to go ahead and just dump those in. It's really important to make sure you give these plenty of time to soften and come to room temperature so that they blend easy. The recipe also asks that you let the eggs come to room temperature as well. Okay, so I'm just going to dump that in the bowl. Alright, so now we've got both those in our mixing bowl, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a cup of the sweetener. So we're going to be using the Swerve again. Okay, so here we have 1 cup of the powdered erythritol, and I'm just going to add that to the cream cheese, and we're going to blend this first before we add any other ingredients. Okay. grab my spoon. I'm going to stir it. So we're just going to blend this together. Okay, so now that I've got that blended, I'm going to go ahead and add my pumpkin, eggs, vanilla, and more pumpkin spice. So I'm going to take my pumpkin puree. I'm just going to open that really quick. Okay, so here I've got 1 cup of the pureed pumpkin, and I'm just going to dump that in. Set that aside. Now I'm also going to add my eggs right here. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then the last ingredient for this part is I'm going to add more of the pumpkin pie spice, and we're going to do 1 teaspoon of this. All right, so now that I've got all that dumped in there, I'm just going to go ahead and stir it up. All right, so now that we've got that all blended together, I'm going to go ahead and pour this on top of our base. So we're just going to dump it. And it doesn't matter if the cream cheese is a little lumpy, it's going to all melt together. Okay, I'm going to smooth this out, make sure it's all nice and even. Now, I left the oven preheated at 325, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop this into the oven, and we're going to let it cook for 40 minutes.
So while we let that cook, we're going to make a little snack for ourselves. It's called broccoli cheesy bread.
That is not very good. That tastes like broccoli.
I like it. All right. So now that it's been in there for 40 minutes, we're going to check on it. Oh, and it looks perfect. And as you can see, in the center, it's going to be a little softer than it is on the outside, which is exactly what we're shooting for. So we're going to place it up here and let it cool for 15 minutes. And then we're going to cover it in plastic wrap and stick it in the fridge for 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, so here we have the finished product after we let it sit in the fridge. We actually let it sit in the fridge overnight. You can see it's got some cracks in the top. That usually happens when you just have like quick temperature changes from hot to cold. It doesn't always happen. So this pumpkin cheesecake has 9 servings, and it's 6 net carbs per serving. So you just want to cut it into 9 pieces. I just have a regular knife that I'm going to go ahead and slice into it. Right. So here we have a serving of the Keto pumpkin cheesecake. So again, it's about 6 net carbs per serving, and we just added a little bit of sugar-free whipped cream and then a dash of the pumpkin pie spice on top for a little extra flavor. It's super good with that.
So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed.
We found this recipe on GimmeDelicious.com, and they have a lot of great keto recipes, so you should definitely check them out.
Yeah, thanks again.